Welcome back to Crossroad, your wide open moto podcast. Let's talk some Detroit Supercross. But first, let me introduce my co host, James. Welcome back, James.
What's going on? Crazy week in Detroit.
And then Justin, a rare occurrence, but missed last week, but he's back again this week. What's up, Justin?
Yeah, ruined the perfect attendance, but it was over 100 degrees out here, so we were busy working. But we're back.
Right on. Well, boys, let's jump right into it. I mean, Detroit was really kind of damage control in both classes, but starting off with this track, like we always do, it had some cool features. That uneven rhythm section, James. I thought that was kind of a bit of a pretty cool change. The guys were able to do a few different rhythms through it.
Yeah, I like that uneven section, dude. Like, kind of took a little copy out of what they do. They do it at Daytona every year, I think.
Yep.
So it's a cool line. Nice change of pace for what could have been a super typical like football field supercross race.
Yeah.
And then the massive whoop section that was just eating everybody up was a nice touch as well. So I was a fan of the track overall.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it because that whoop section, like you said, guys were going down in both classes all day long. To me, Justin, I was wondering if because the whoop section kind of just went off into like an off camber where there was no berm or anything behind it, if that was a cause for all these wrecks, because you got to think about it, these guys are probably going to have to let off towards the end, and that's when shit can go wrong. So I'm curious to see if that was maybe a big factor for all these crashes, that just that turn after the whoops was really technical and flat.
Yeah, I think also part of it's a right-hand turn too, so they can't get to that rear brake. And like you said, with it being kind of that flat corner, like that sweeping corner, they had to probably check up a little bit. But it seemed like a lot of guys were getting a lot of wheel spin through the whoops, so like it was slick, off of that, once you got off that top layer of dirt. So I like the track though. I thought it raced well. I mean, I thought there's a bunch of different lines through. There's a couple different places that you can make a lot of time up. We saw that split. You can make a lot of time up in those whoops like Davies did. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it raced really well. We saw a full triple actually.
Yeah.
There's
Yep.
normally supposed to be two of them, I think, after the finish, and they kind of went away with it throughout the year. But so I'm surprised they left an actual triple in.
Yeah, now I will say that was the one section of the track that I didn't care for, the triple to big double to big double. I think it was kind of a lot of wasted space. They could have added, I don't know, anything really, another rhythm section, a whoop section. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really a big fan of the three big jumps in a row. Justin, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really do anything to separate, especially with that being a 90-degree corner. It kind of just set up for the same line everywhere. Like, it'd be cool if they maybe done like one of those split lane, like split corners, kind of, where one's raised and one's lower, and then, you could triple from the outside or double or something, to
Hmm.
change it up. And then you could have left the finish line like how it was. But, I mean, oh well, the rest of the track was good.
Yeah. James, what about you? Anything about the track that you didn't necessarily care for?
I mean, it's always cool to see big triples and big jumps back each other up. Kind of like we've seen it in a few rounds at SMX in previous years,
Hmm.
but like Justin kind of got on, it's they don't really pass each other. They don't really like make up any time, and those big jump lines are kind of just all going through the motions through it. So, there could have been a better like you were saying, Eric, something better in there to make it a little more racy. But other than that, I thought the track was pretty good.
Yeah, no, I agree. Some great racing once again. All right, let's go into this 250 class. Davies ends up dominating, kind of fights his way up through the pack. His starts still tend to be a little inconsistent, but we kind of talked offline about the stats with his whoops. We all seen that his whoops are incredible, and he has such a time advantage. But everywhere else on the track is where he's losing time. And James, I'll start off with you. Which is Davies whoop dependent? Is that even a thing? Is that even a bad thing to be? Or as soon as we get a track where the whoops aren't as treacherous to where it kind of levels the playing field, that's where he seems to not do as good.
I mean, I wouldn't say he's whoop dependent necessarily. He's definitely really fast in the whoops, and it definitely helps him out a lot. But from what we saw this week, he started in 10th, I think, in the main, and ended up winning. So he's making up time elsewhere for sure. He's definitely, as we've seen, doesn't do as good as tracks that have less gnarly whoops. But I wouldn't say he's whoop dependent. No, I think he's got speed elsewhere, but just not as much speed as the whoop section. So it kind of makes it seem like he doesn't have as much skill in say like a rhythm section or jump line or whatever.
Yeah, just it would have been interesting to see Davies line up on the West Coast because those whoops are all fairly small, kind of start off. So it would have been interesting to kind of see what that separation looks like. But heading into a shootout. But what do you think? Pretty good bounce back for Davies. But yeah, that the whoops are really the biggest separator for him.
I mean, the what separates the men from the boys, and I mean, I think it just takes it to where he doesn't have to risk or push even harder in the other parts of the track. I'm sure he could possibly go faster
He
in
just
some
pushes
parts.
in the sketchiest part of the
Well,
track instead.
he's just so good at it. Everyone else makes mistakes. So it's like he's so good at the whoops. He knows that he's like, all right, the whoops come around. I'm going to be able to beat everyone through it and I'm going to make up so much more time. So he's like, I can kind of rest maybe a little bit throughout the rest of the track. And when it comes to whoops, all right, let's blitz these good and keep going. And he's just watching everyone ping off the fucking manager's tower and the fucking finish line.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, we'll see, right? We'll talk about the 450 class and what happened to Hunter, but I mean, these whoops are eating guys up left and right, and to me, I just have a feeling that it's just going to be a matter of time to where he's going to be blitzing through here. Just one thing goes wrong, just a little bit, and that's it. It's very small, room for error there. But good to see him back on top, and hopefully he carries some of this confidence heading into the weekend because his attitude has been kind of weird this season, James. I don't know if it's kind of cocky or something along those lines, but I don't know. His mood's just been kind of off, except for this weekend where he actually put everything together.
Yeah, I think he's been, I don't know if he's dealing with something or what, or just hasn't been happy with much of his results that he's getting. He seemed kind of normal this week after riding well, like we were seeing last season. So I don't know. I kind of agree with you, Eric. It seems like he's a little off for sure.
And then Justin, you touched up on it. Had some guys hitting the deck with the woots, but specifically Club MX had a hell of a night. Starting off with Devin Simonson, Cody Schock, almost kind of coming together in that triple, and Simonson just pulling off that just gnarly maneuver going
K-Dub
into the
transfer.
K-Dub
opposite.
transfer, dude. That thing was sick.
Yeah, dude, and he greased it like perfectly too into oncoming
Perfect
traffic.
downside.
Yeah, and then he goes all the way to the third lane, jumps back into the corner and hits the triple and just kind of continues going. But James, if that's us, we're going straight to the truck after that shit.
I am calling it a day after anything's dude. I get somewhat sideways on on a roller. Well, that's enough, dude.
The front wheel
That
comes
was
off the ground. It's too much
yeah,
air.
whoa, that's enough, dude. No, that was a hell of a save, dude. I couldn't believe it. And then doubling back or that channel gap back
Yeah,
onto the main line, like just overall, holy shit, dude. That was crazy. Like that is bike control like I've never seen. Some
yeah,
Axel Hodges transfer shit.
and then Justin, unfortunately, it looked like it might have been a hell of a save, but he ends up going down in the whoops to kind of end his night. But yeah, that was wild for Simonson. Then you talked about it. Cody Schock had a podium damn near wrapped up, and then he hasn't he done this before where he's crashed into like the over under bridge or something like that, and now he's going
Yeah,
and
I
hitting
think he
the
broke his
manager's
collarbone
tower.
or something like that doing that, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's almost like RC when he almost hit the boat in Dallas or something like that a long time
Yeah,
ago. But I mean, Cody Schock just finds anything in the middle of the fucking track when he crashes. And I mean, back to Simonson though. I mean, when I first saw that, how did he not get hit by a bike? Because it's not
yeah,
like he was in like last place when it happened. I mean, he was like fourth, fifth, you know. So I mean, there's a bunch of guys behind him. And then yeah, I mean, I would have probably punched Cody Schock too. He got a
yeah.
little. Cody
Yeah,
should not have
dude.
done that to him, dude. Your teammate plus going off of a triple. You're like, fuck you,
Well,
dude.
and if you are gonna do that, like Cody, you got to get the job done and get the damn podium. You can't throw it
Yeah, throw it
away and
away.
crash something and
Yeah.
give it right back to Shimoda because Shimoda just, he just looked off. I mean, Cody beat him straight up. He was
Straight up.
faster.
Yeah, he got gifted that third. Shimoda did.
Yeah, and then yeah, Cody Schock, you just kind of throw it away. So I mean, he almost got me because I think at the beginning I said I don't see Cody Schock getting a
I
podium,
thought
and
he'd
he
get
almost proved me
one.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, he almost proved me wrong. A couple other kind of feel good stories out there. Miller ends up getting a top five. That's pretty sick. And then Romano ends up finishing with a seventh in his second race back. So pretty good showing for both of those
Yeah.
guys, both on Cali. But James, what stood out to you in this 250 main event?
Yeah, you kind of touched on Romano come in with Hammaker second. Dude, he hit the deck pretty hard like twice. Once in the heat race, and did
Yep.
he fall in the main too? Like this guy crashes a lot and still kind of continues to place decently well. Like he's got to be hurting come
Oh yeah.
Monday afternoon or Sunday afternoon rather, dude. Like so, I mean, just Hammaker again, just another big get off and another podium for him. That's pretty impressive. The guy's tough as nails.
Yeah, and just I mean, Hammaker kind of touched up on it. He's like, "Hey, I'm just gonna take these second places, and just ride there safely, and hope something bad's gonna happen." But you got to think with Hammaker and Shimoda, they got to feel like this thing's starting to kind of get out of reach for them. But we do have a shootout, so who knows what that's gonna look like.
Well, man, this East Coast Championship with those four guys we were talking in the beginning of the season. It's whoever stays healthy at the end of the year is going to win this. I mean, Shimoda came in hurt. I mean, it was his title to pretty much to win before he got really hurt. So he was coming back from injury. Hammaker, everyone was coming back, and then Pierce is already out. He got
Yep.
hurt. So I mean, you got three guys left. Like you said, East-West shootout this weekend. One at the end of the year. There's still a lot of points to be made and lost. So, I mean, a second for Hammaker right now, you almost got to take as a win just to try to survive and, get away healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
right now
do.
Hammaker's 9 back from Davies.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
I
they can
do
make that back
think.
this week.
Yeah, for
Yeah, I
sure.
do think they have, and to be honest, I think they have to. I think both Shimoda and Hammaker got to finish ahead of Davies this week to kind of get back into this thing. Because if Davies beats him, it doesn't necessarily have to win, but Davies goes out there and puts another 2 points on these guys, like it's gonna really kind of start getting out of reach for him. So I think it's a big weekend for Hammaker and Shimoda for them to stay in this title fight. Jeff, so what else stood out to you in this 250 main event?
I did see Kyle Peters. He got picked up. I think it was PRMX. First ride with them on that Cowie, and he got a top 10 on it.
Yep.
We're starting to see some of these guys we don't really know starting to crack the top 10s for the first couple times of the year with some injuries happening. I mean,
Yeah, but if you look at the
Nate
results,
Thrasher,
though.
yeah.
Nate Thrasher just fucking blew his load, dude. Fucking killed
Well,
Yeah.
himself.
that's what I'm saying. Like those, like Miller and like those guys, like they really took advantage because you had Thrasher went down, Dudney went down, Casey
Cochran.
Cochran went down, Devin
Yeah.
Simonson went down. Man, those are four top 10 guys, right there that all finished at the bottom. So, yeah, hats off to them. They took advantage of it when the opportunity arrived. All right. Anything else 250 class before we get into the good, the bad, and the ugly?
Evan Ferry's
John,
out of negative points.
Yep, he
way,
is. Yeah, it
way
was a
to
good ride
go.
for him as well.
My boy John Short just missed the main, man.
And
Yeah,
that
what
threw
the
me off.
fuck,
Like,
dude? What the
I
I
don't.
couldn't believe
I was
it.
surprised that because he hasn't even racing 450.
450s, yeah. I don't know. Was this his
I don't
first race on
understand.
a 250?
That's what threw me off because like the 450 class should be even thinner now, much better chance. And for him to go do a 250, that doesn't really make
Yeah, it
sense
kind
to
of
me.
throw me off. I said when I was watching,
I
I
guess
think it was
Dallas
qualifying. I was like,
Honda
is
was
he in the
throwing more money
250?
at him.
Yeah,
DFW Honda, dude. They're giving him that bread for
Yeah,
that 250 ride.
yeah.
He
I
knows
give
I'm
you
coming for it.
coming for his
I'm
ride.
coming for his ride, dude, with the 250. Beginner class,
Oh,
baby.
they're like $1,000 to show up on the 250. We can't give this James Cannon a ride, dude.
We can't. It's the only kid around town that's actually riding the 250.
yeah. All right, well, let's get into the good, the bad, and the ugly. Justin, we'll start off with you. Who do you give the good performance of the night to?
I'm gonna go Henry Miller just for his first. I think that's his first top five. But I mean, at least for the year, I don't know for his career, but that's a new team. That's that MX6 Cowie that Jordan Troxwell is managing and running. So I'm gonna go Henry Miller for good.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna agree with you. Got to give to Henry Miller as well. James, who you got?
Yeah, Henry rode great.
God
I'm
damn
going
it,
with Cole
James, don't
Day.
start
No,
this.
no, no, no. I'm switching it up. I'm switching it up. I'm agreeing with you, but I'm gonna go Cole Davies, dude. He kind of worked his way through the pack, used his whip speed to his advantage, and got a straight up win. So Cole Davies, yeah.
Yeah, definitely the best win of the season for him for sure. All right. Let's start off with the bad. This was going to get kind of interesting. But James, let's start off with you. Who do you got for the bad performance?
Bad. I mean, I don't want to know if it's bad because I'm going Dax Bennick. You know, it's a six. That's kind of where he's been, but he just couldn't get anything going all night. He tucked the front.
Hmm.
We've seen him show speed through the season in previous races, so he might just be a sixth place guy. That's kind of where he's been falling. So I'm going Dax Bennick.
And didn't he get like fifth or sixth at the shootout last week?
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah. So that's a
and I
pretty
don't think he did well. I think he came in like fifth in the heat race too. Yeah, fifth in the heat too. So he just kind of came
yeah
in fifth
off
and
weekend.
stayed there.
Justin, who you got for the bad performance in 250s?
My bad. I'm gonna go Casey Cochran. You're coming back from
Okay.
injuries. You
Yeah.
haven't been around for, I mean, shit, your whole professional career, really, at this point. I mean, you just can't be making those mistakes. And he went down, right? That's what I thought. He was down.
I don't
Um,
think so. I thought he
or
just
was it a
tried to go
bike
out there and he
issue?
couldn't. Yeah, I thought it
Oh,
was something with his injury, his shoulder or something, just not as
oh,
ready as he thought.
oh! I thought he went down. I thought I remember seeing him down, but yeah, I
That could have
mean,
been, yeah.
tough luck for his career so far. I mean, who knows? Is this his last chance he's going to get? Is he on a 1 year deal?
Yeah.
So that's my bad performance of the night.
All right, I mean, I'm going to go a little bit different. I'm going to give it to Cody Shock. I think he had that podium wrapped up and he ends up hitting his
Yeah.
head on the fucking tower again. Like, the guy can get out of his own way. So I give it to Cody
His
Shock.
own
Sucks. I
worst
mean,
enemy.
yeah, he's still got a fourth, but I mean, almost, killing your teammate and then, crashing through the whoops and hitting the tower. I mean, I'm going to give him the bad performance.
Not a great showing.
Yeah. All right, going into the ugly, I'll start off. I put Cochran in here for the same reasons that Justin had him in the bad. Like you said, coming back from injury and just, basically getting a DNF is not the way you want to start. James, who you got for ugly?
I feel like a broken record here. I'm going Nate Thrasher again, dude.
Yeah.
He whole shot. He looked pretty good, honestly, and then went down.
Mm-hmm.
And then once he came in 21st,
Yep.
he's having a rough season from what we've seen in years past and what we saw that he could have had at the beginning of that race. But another sub top 10 finish for Nate Thrasher, sub top 20 finish for Nate Thrasher this week. Not
Yep.
great.
Yeah, no, and I mean usually he gets a win, every year. So
Yeah.
this definitely could have been it and he lost it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Thrasher's future is going to look like here. Justin, who you got for the ugly performance?
Yep, I'm gonna have to go with Nate Thrasher. I mean, I
Oh,
thought this was
really?
maybe this this was maybe his night. He gets his 1 win a year. He gets the whole shot, and then fuck, he just blew his load in the fucking whoops. He just couldn't handle it. But
That was
I
it,
mean,
dude.
he I don't think he resigns with Star next year. I think he's on a 1 year deal.
No.
I don't think he's going back. I mean, he's gonna go join Fortner and Swole on Triumph
Yeah.
with J
He's
Coop,
going to Triumph, dude, or
Yep, I can
Beta
see
or
that.
some shit.
especially because he knows the manager over there came from Star as well. So.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that. All right, well, that wraps it up for the 250 class. Let's get into this 450 class. Justin, we'll start off with you. Roxon ends up getting the win, gets out front, kind of takes off, kind of lives and wins in Ken Roxon fashion. But the biggest story of the night was Hunter had a huge get off in the whoops, goes down again, takes out Craig, as the lapper. But yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah.
really crazy night for this 450 class. But I mean, Hunter takes the most of the damage.
Yeah, I mean it's Hunter's really lucky he only came away behind what 4 points. I
Four,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
mean something I mean we'll probably talk about it, but I mean Tomac, there's something wrong. I sent that post about JB and it makes sense, kind of looking at it now. You wonder if he jammed his knee or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Tomac's just not the same. I mean, he just pulled up and let J Cube go by him at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
race. He couldn't get through the whoops. Like that's just not Tomac. There's something going on. But I mean, champions find a way just to salvage mode, and it was a salvage mode on both people, in my opinion, to get through. But yeah, Kenny with the win. I mean, the quietest, probably second place on a return ride, Chase Sexton.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think his name really got mentioned once on the broadcast.
Right.
No one was
No.
talking about him. And then
No,
It
even
was
with
Mookie
everything else
too.
Kenny
going
or
on.
Hunter, dude. That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Mookie. Mookie got third. Like when it came across in the results, I was like, wait, how the fuck did Mookie get into third?
Yeah.
Because I didn't even see it. So, I mean, yeah, there's just a lot of kind of action. And I mean, Cooper Webb, I mean, him and Prado, I mean, I thought
Yeah.
Yeah,
Webb was going
getting
to have
tied up.
something to show. Yeah. So, I mean, just carnage and drama everywhere, really.
Yeah. James, what I mean, where do you want to go? Do you want to do Hunter, Tomac, Webb, Sexton? I mean, Justin kind of nailed it all.
I mean, Justin kind of just took everything. It was just a wild
Sorry,
night
man. It's been a
overall.
while, man.
Everyone was kind of. There's a lot to unpack in that race, and Justin kind of just hit everything on the dot. I don't think we're missing any. Bogle makes
So
another main. That
yeah.
was good.
So going back to Tomac, I think we all agree like there's definitely something wrong with Tomac because I mean
Yeah,
he even noticed because he lapped Hunter and you would think that would maybe light a spark under Tomac and be hey all right let me push and try to finish
put
as
some
good as I
more.
can
Yeah,
knowing that he's back here but honestly he almost kind of went backwards. I mean Webb almost came up and caught him towards the end. So like you said, Justin, I mean Hunter walks away with this only 4 points back, but honestly, it seems like a much smaller margin than that because of the way Tomac's been riding lately. And there's not any break. These guys are just going to kind of keep going, right after it. So that is going to be a big question: is what is wrong with Tomac, and how long is it going to take him to get back to that speed, or is he going to be able to? And then Justin, not Justin, James. Let's talk about this Web on Prado. What do you give this pass? Do you think it was a little over aggressive, or you think it was kind of fair game? Because it surprised me, that's for sure.
I mean, I think for Cooper Webb's riding, so I think it was a little over aggressive, and he even said it himself. I think too after the race, he said he came in a little hot and it was a little aggressive. Um, you know, what position were they even racing for when they
That was
like
for
fourth?
second at the time.
Oh, was it?
Second, yeah.
Yeah, because
Well,
Roxon was already ahead, I think.
yeah, going for second, I guess it adds a little more understanding to it. You got to make a pass. You got to make a pass. But Webb cleaned him out. Dude.
I
Like,
think
T-boned him.
Webb even said something. I think he said just like with Roxon out front, like he knew he had to go because if he didn't go
Yeah.
when Roxon, we know Prado's known to riding a wide bike and holding people up.
Yeah,
So I mean, Webb's
exactly.
like, I gotta pounce right now and get on Kenny's rear wheel. Otherwise, no one's catching him, and obviously, no one caught Kenny.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. Right on the
he's
head.
made plenty of comments about riding behind Prado and him kind of jumping all over the place and blocking, and that definitely
Cross
doesn't
jumping
make it
and shit.
any. Yeah, it doesn't make it any easier. Well, Justin, you kind of touched up on it with Chase Sexton, like you said, he got a fourth, but to be honest, I feel like everyone just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Let's see
Mhm.
what he does next week, right? But I don't know. Where'd you feel about Sexton? Heading going forward, are you more confident, or are you just kind of like, yeah,
I don't
whatever, we'll see what
fucking
he does?
know. I don't know, man.
Did
Like,
he
dude,
finish
there's
better than what you thought he was gonna do?
honestly, I think in
Yes.
my Rocky Mountain picks, I think I took him second or third or something, maybe. So, you might have to verify that. I may have even put him fucking fifth. Who knows? But, I
I
think,
had him second, but that was after qualifying. Prior to that, I was like,
yeah, I
"There's no
mean,
fucking way he's
you
done
just never know with
it."
Sexton. I mean, he does good. It's like in the beginning of the season, he fucking won A2, and then the next week he was fucking getting lapped and rolling around in
Yeah,
13th. Like, I mean, we have to see the consistency come back, and will we see that? I guess we'll find out.
I think to me the reason why I'm just like James is because he had a lot of help. He had a so-so start. I think he was probably fifth or sixth. Obviously, Webb and Prado go down in front of him. Hunter
Tomac's
goes down
hurt.
in front of him.
Yeah.
Tomac is just off. So I think to me that's why I'm just like whatever. Sexton, like cool, he got second, better than what I thought, but you got a lot of help to get there too. It's not like you earned it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it definitely a lot aligned for him to get that second place. It's gonna. I don't know what to think. Like you guys both said, we'll have to see next week what he can do. He did win the heat race straight up. He
Yeah,
looked
that's
pretty
true.
good there. I think he qualified pretty well too. It could be. He's kind of got a little less pressure now because he knows he's not in the title state. He's had a few weeks off. He might just be like refreshed and like I don't know, having more fun with it and actually like not overthinking shit trying to get the title. So we'll see
Yeah.
where it goes from here. He's a bit of a head case, so maybe that's what he needed just to kind of get back into his groove before outdoors.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the series needs Sexton. It's just another factor that goes in there, and he's just going to be a guy that's going to get in the middle of Hunter and Tomac. Kind of separate these points. All right. Anything else on the 450 class before we get to the good, bad, and ugly?
Um,
Um,
Not that I can think of.
no, I think that's it.
All right, well, let's get to this good performance. I'll start off. Although I said it's kind of, I still gave the good performance to Sexton coming off a long break, getting a second, way better than I thought he was going to do. I thought he was going to be battling for fifth place. So I'll give Sexton the good performance. I mean, he good return for him based off of what we've seen the last several weeks. James, who you got?
I'll agree with you on Sexton. He did good, but I'm gonna go Mookie, dude. Podium
Yeah,
finish. He's had like a lot of big get-offs the last couple weeks and not such great results. So Mookie on a podium is always cool to see. I'm not really sure like how it happened, to be honest. Everything was kind
same
of
way Sexton got
so
second.
yeah, kind
He
of just
got a lot of
cruised
help.
in and got some help. But Mookie, it's always cool to see Mookie on the podium, so I'll give him a good ride.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe that Phil Nicoletti signing was some motivation for Mookie to go out there and perform.
Filthy Phil's coming for a spot, dude.
Yeah,
Did
Another
you
exactly.
hear?
retirement party.
Did you hear Mookie talk about that on the Pulp Show? He's all like,
Yeah,
"Fuck!" He's like, "I thought Phil was coming for my ride, or I was gonna have a teammate under the tent because
yeah.
he thought he was racing Supercross."
All right, Justin, who do you got for your good performance on the night?
Uh, I'm gonna go Kenny. Kickstart Kenny.
Yeah.
I mean, normally this time of the year, I mean, he's fading off or he gets hurt or, he's got some
Yep,
sickness going on. And I mean, shit, Kenny's still in the title fight. He's
15
lurking back
points.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very well there. We have another Hunter fucking miscue like this. Tomac. I mean, if Tomac's hurt the way it kind of looks like Tomac's hurt, we're gonna see a couple more third, fourth places from Tomac, and Kenny's gonna be the number two guy or possibly taking the title. At the end of the year.
To me, I feel like if Tomac doesn't get right in the next, there's 6 rounds left.
He's got 2 rounds to go, I think, to
Yeah.
really
I feel
know.
like if he doesn't get it figured out in 2 rounds and the title kind of slips away from him, I wouldn't be surprised if Tomac comes out with the injury and misses the remainder of Supercross so that he can get ready for Paula. Because I think he's got to get this turnaround pretty quick. I don't see him going out there and limping an injury for 4 more rounds if this title is like starts slipping away from him again, or if he doesn't think he can hang. Right, good. Yeah, Kenny. I mean, he looked great. I mean, dominant. Ken Roxon fashion. Get out there, get the start, and just take off. And no one can really beat him at that game. All right, let's get into the bad. I think the bad and the ugly is where it's going to get pretty interesting. Justin, we'll start off with you. Who do you give the bad performance of the night to?
Hold on. Bad performance. I'm gonna have to say Tomac. I mean, just that fifth place. I mean, even if you're hurt, I get it, but I mean, this is where you needed to make up your points. I mean, you go out there and get a podium at least. I mean, you're well over 10 points ahead of Hunter, and that changes this title way more. It even allows
Yep.
maybe next week you could lay up a little bit more if you are hurt,
Mm-hmm.
to kind of heal up. I mean, and like you said earlier, Tomac saw Hunter get like he lapped Hunter. He knows where Hunter's at. Like that's where you need to drop the hammer and go. So yeah, it's just a bad performance by Tomac. He's got to take advantage of that.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. Now, for me, the bad, I actually went a different route. I actually gave it to Hunter. I think it was a bad night. It could have been ugly, when he was looking, 9, 10, 11 points down, but to walk away from 4, considering everything looks like he's going to be all right. I mean, I'll give it the bad night, but I mean, I think that's best outcome from how hard
Yeah.
he went down. James, who you got for the bad?
Yeah, I'm going with Tomac as well. It just didn't look like himself, dude. He couldn't, he looked slow. Something's clearly wrong. And then we said it in previous episode weeks ago that Tomac's is going to come down to if he can stay healthy for the whole season. And is
Yep.
this going to be that turning point of Tomac's going to start to slow down and, I don't know, Kenny or Hunter are going to start battling out for the remaining 6 rounds? Just not a Tomac we're used to seeing and we normally see. So hopefully he can get that situated. But yeah, Tomac just a off bad night for him.
Yeah, and especially with Tomac, I mean, this is all East Coast. I mean, these tracks, every single one of them is going to be kind of rutted from here on out, outside of Denver and like Salt Lake. So you got this weekend, you got St. Louis, there's Cleveland in there. I mean, there's going to be some
Yeah,
pretty gnarly
Nashville.
tracks. And if you're
Philly.
nursing a leg or a knee, that's not good with these tracks. You're going to be tapping that thing all over the place. So,
And there's no
all right, well,
breaks
let's
left
get,
either.
yeah, exactly. All right, let's get into the ugly. Call me a hater, but I'm giving it to Tomac. I think it was a pretty ugly night. He didn't take full advantage of what happened with Hunter, and he kind of just stuck around that fifth place. And I don't know, like I said, we seen how good he is, but I mean this is just an ugly version of Eli Tomac. So I gave him the ugly performance. James, who you got for ugly?
I'm going with Hunter. Just a bad night for Hunter. Two crashes. They get off at the end of the whoops, and then taking Christian Craig down with him as well. And an 18th finish. Eric, you made a good point. He did recover a bit to make salvage some championship points, but however, on the night itself, just an ugly night, just unfortunate. And obviously, he was running those bike problems with the front wheel.
Yep.
That was fucking him up. Pretty much the remainder of the race pulled off and was kicking his brake lever and whatever
Yep.
else he was doing. So just kind of a shit show, to be honest. So yeah, Hunter getting the ugly ride.
Yeah, I will say it was pretty impressive when Hunter came out of the pit, how he popped that wheelie real quick to make sure that his tire was spinning freely.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
like,
pretty
dude,
sick.
these guys just think on a fucking another level, dude. Like when
Just
they
a
said on the
split second
broadcast, I'm like,
decision.
yeah, that
Yeah.
makes he just fucking pops it, looks okay, it's good. You're like, damn, that makes a lot of sense why you would
Well,
do that.
especially you got to think because
Not
I mean,
something I
not
would have
just
thought of doing.
Yeah.
yeah, and just not just because of his spokes, but like and make sure it's not wobbly, but like just so it spins at all. Because you
Yep.
imagine in the air, your front tire just locks up like that, and then you're fucking
Yeah,
Yeah.
land, you're
constant
fucked.
brake tap on every single jump.
Yeah, just revved out Ronnie Mack in every
What?
fucking.
Yeah, fucking Ronnie Macking it just to get over.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was pretty impressive and intelligent for him to check that out. Justin, I feel like you're probably going to be the same boat as James, but who was your ugly
Yeah,
performance in the
yeah,
450?
I don't know if I even need to say anything. James kind of covered that one, but yeah, Hunter, you can't do that, especially with Tomac hurt. You were in a great spot and you just fucking died. Same
Yeah,
spot.
he
Could
could
Yeah,
have
I
he
been
could have
stuck.
mean,
he could have put a huge gap on that
yeah, probably
point
looking at what, like
chase.
Yeah,
14,
Yeah, I
probably.
think
yeah.
so.
Well, I mean, if he
Yeah.
just cruises through and finishes second, I mean, and that puts
Hmm.
Tomac down another position. So what's that? Six Tomac would be
Yeah.
seven. That's a 10-point swing, I think, right there.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and I'm
massive.
I'm curious that going into the week this weekend is going to be very interesting because at this point you kind of have to think that if you're Hunter, Tomac's not riding great, so race wins are not really a premium as long as you're finishing ahead of Tomac because it doesn't look like Tomac's going to be winning any races either. So it'll be interesting to see if after this big get off, if Hunter is ahead of Tomac, if you see him kind of manage that position instead of trying to chase down these wins and risk crashing, again.
Tomac's gonna
Um,
hear that and come out and just win next week by 30 seconds.
he has to. It's been like a must-win weekend for Tomac for
oh,
like the last three
a
weeks and
couple weeks. Yeah.
Yeah,
going the
it's been
opposite
brutal.
direction.
Well, I don't know with how Roxon's been riding too, dude. Like I feel like Hunter, he's got to kind of stay on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, Roxon's keeping him
Roxon gets
honest.
in a groove
that's
now,
true.
and he starts getting these good rides. He gets a couple more wins, then we got another guy in the mix with 5-6 weeks to
Oh,
go. So
I mean, last weekend he was
Yeah.
in there too with Hunter. He was
yeah,
only at one point he was like a second and a half. He closed it all the way up too, and then
Yeah.
couldn't stay up there.
yes,
But
some of the better battles we've seen this season have been Kenny and
Kenny,
Hunter.
or
Yeah.
just Kenny, period. I think Kenny's been in
Yeah,
like all
just
the great
Kenny
battles.
in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whether Webb, Tomac, Hunter, maybe
Yeah, he's been
Sexton
up
if
in the
he's
mix
there.
all season. So if he gets with a possible injured Tomac, and who knows what Sexton's gonna do, Ken Roxon
Yeah.
could kind of make a Cooper Webb late push freak little championship win.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine this is the one year he wins a title? Like to think Kenny's never won a title and this is how he
Like
like wins
comeback
a
fashion.
title. on a
Yeah, that'd be
Suzuki,
sick.
like where he
Honestly,
started his
I'd
career.
be
Like,
super down for that.
yeah, he just retired,
Yeah,
forever
that's it.
Suzuki Red Bull athlete. They never put a kickstart or an electric start on Suzuki just because of
Yeah.
Kenny.
If Ken Roxon can win.
You
Yeah,
can
exactly.
too. Everyone goes back to Kickstarters, Honda. Everyone get
That's
rid of the
exactly it.
battery.
All right. All right. Well, that wraps it up for Detroit. A lot of carnage out there, a lot of damage control. But hey, it made things even more interesting in this 450 class as the East tends to separate. But good news, we are back to a shootout as they head to St. Louis this weekend. Looking at the track, really nothing kind of spectacular. There's a lot of, going back and forth across the start. So that's going to make these
Mhm.
lap times a little bit longer. But James, we'll start off with you heading into the shootout. Who do you got for your picks for the 250 and the 450 class?
250 class. I mean, after the last shootout with how Deegan kind of got hoed on his penalty deal, I think he's just gonna fucking put a show on and just wax the competition, dude. I think there's no one better than Deegan this week, especially when he's all pissed off and he likes talking shit to the A-man and whatever else he does. So Deegan for sure. 450, dude. I'm gonna go with Hunter. I think he needs a rebound, bounce back and get a good win. And if we see Tomac not or riding similar to how he rode this week, I think it gives him a good opportunity to get out and put a bigger gap in from that what is now his deficit.
Is this a
All
triple
right. Uh,
crown or a regular race?
no, I think Cleveland's a triple crown.
Okay, yeah, no, it's regular race.
Yeah. I think
That's-
because this isn't East West shootout, I don't think they do triple crowns in East West
Dude, that's
shootout.
what they need to do. East West shootouts need to
That
be a
would be
triple crown.
That's how they all
Dude,
I
need
think
to, yeah.
yeah,
Half the
Daytona needs
field
to
would
be
be
East West
done.
shootout.
but that'd be so sick though. Like your
Oh, yeah.
LCQs are fucking main events, dude. Pretty much,
That's
before
how the
even.
finale.
Spectating is
The
awesome.
finale should always be a triple crown. Vegas, Utah, always ended on a triple crown. That'd be sick.
That'd be badass.
All right, Justin, who you got for your picks in St. Louis?
I mean, I'm gonna have to go with James. I mean, Deegan's gonna come out. He's gonna have the 7 for 7, or he's gonna do something
Yeah,
with like
some
a
jersey on or some
Oh,
shit.
seven
yeah.
crossed out and
Yeah.
put like 6 under it, like 6 out of 7 or something.
Yeah.
Like might do 6-7 or something.
Oh,
And
there
then
you go.
450. I think I'm gonna go Kenny. I'm gonna ride the yellow banana train, and I mean this dirt's good, and Kenny's got the consistency and the speed right now.
Yeah, damn it, Justin, you took my pick. I think Ken
All
Roxon's going
right,
to go back to back. I
yeah,
think Tomac is still going to be fighting whatever this is. I think Hunter's going to be a little bit sore. And I mean, Kenny's on
cautious.
his first multi win season in quite some time. I think he's going to carry this
21.
momentum. Yeah, and his starts have been great too. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to go Kenny back to back, and yeah, I mean Deegan made it very clear, a couple weeks ago that he is the man on the 250, and yeah, I'm not going to pick. I'm not going to pick against him ever, to be honest. Because I mean that was as bad as it could have gotten, and he still came and whooped these guys. And you have to think he's going to get a better start this time around. It's just going to be even easier for him. So yeah, clean sweep for Deegan, and then 450. A few different picks there, and we'll see as we head into St. Louis. Well, all right, boys. Or anything else before we get going? I know we got Moto Masters round 2 this weekend. I think Two Stroke
Let's
Nationals is
go.
coming
Oh
up
yeah, two-stroke
soon.
Glen Helen.
That's this weekend. Yeah, that's this weekend.
Yeah, that's why I wore the shirt. I
That's
heard this coming
that's
up.
always a fun one to
I
watch.
thought
Let's
you guys were
go.
Two Stroke fans, but I guess not. I guess I'm the
I
only true
fucking
Two Stroke
am.
fan
I
here.
am. I just don't
Hey,
have it.
I
I
got a
gotta find my
two-stroke in
two-stroke
my
shirts.
fucking trailer, dude.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify. We'll have this episode uploaded tomorrow, but we'll be back next week to talk about this East-West shootout. Until then, we'll see you later.